Hello, my loves. Welcome to our Suck to Free breathwork session. I'm Alexandra. I'm your facilitator. I'm a breathwork facilitator and somatic healer. I've been working with women on somatic healing since 2021, I want to say. And more recently, breathwork came into the picture in 2023, and it's my favorite thing to facilitate. It's my favorite part of my work. But I know that a lot of people do not know what it is. So I'm going to do some housekeeping in this session because I know a lot of you are new to me, new to holotropic breathwork, and probably don't know what to expect. Because when we think of breathwork, we often think of this slow-paced breathing, or you're just sitting there and maybe you're doing a 4 count breath, like something that's a little bit more gentle. Maybe you've heard of Kundalini breath work, but holotropic breath work is very, very different. To clear my throat. Um, it is a little bit more intense, a lot more intense, I will say. And so before we get into this breath work, I just want to say if you are pregnant, this is not a session for you. And if you are currently dealing with PTSD or just really working through a lot in life right now, please use your own discernment. And if you feel like this isn't for you, that's okay. I always suggest if you are working through a lot right now, if you have a therapist or a medical provider that you work with, like asking them if they feel that this is right for you, because I am not a mental health or medical professional. I'm just a girl facilitating breath work, and I love this work. It is powerful, but it's a lot. So if you're not ready for a lot, if you don't feel like feeling your emotions, this is not the breath work for you. However, if you are here and you are feeling this internal desire to come home to yourself so that you can be all that you are, because that is the work of self return, that's the healing. Healing is peeling back layers that don't serve you so that you can get closer to who you really are. Because the greatest success in this life is walking this earth as who you really are. Let me make sure we're recording. Okay, yep, I'm recording this session for the second time because we had a problem with the first one. But that is the work that we are here to do. Breath work is work. And you might get into a session and feel like, why the heck would I do this? It liberates you beyond belief. It helps you find your most authentic self. And if you've ever felt lost in this life, like so many of us have, if you've ever felt like, who really am I? Or what do I want to do? Or how can I manifest this? Or how can I heal this part of me? Breathwork holds so many of the answers. And it's uncomfortable, but most things in life that are really good are uncomfortable. When we are stretching, we hit or we get growing pains, right? From growing. And so if this breath work is uncomfortable for you, it's actually a really good thing. Breath work is still so uncomfortable for me, and I do it every week because I see how liberated and free it makes me. I see the answers that it has taken me to and the way that it has helped me come home to who I really am. And when we are so in touch with who we really are, we expand into all that we're meant to be. We're always hearing about like your higher self and things like that, right? But I truly believe that the path to your higher self is just coming back to who you already are, because then you can expand into all that you're meant to be from this place of truth and authenticity. And I think that's the greatest form of success in this life. So, without further ado, sorry for the red light. I drop in deeper when I'm in my cozy lighting. I'm going to introduce the breath work to you. Um, and we'll get into it. Okay. So, first of all, I suggest right now pausing this video and going to the bathroom if you need to go to the bathroom. And also, you need just somewhere to lay. So, I'm right now on a yoga mat. I'm obviously not going to be laying, I'm going to be instructing you. You need somewhere to lay. I suggest headphones, and then you need something to cover your eyes, even if it's just like taking a t-shirt and going like this, not with your arm one, but like getting a random t-shirt and just anything to cover your eyes. So, somewhere to lay, completely flat, nothing underneath you. A blanket. I tend to get really cold. Some people get hot. So, I would suggest having a blanket. Maybe have your journal right next to you because I always suggest journaling after. But all you really need is something to cover your eyes, somewhere to lay, completely flat, and your journey and breathwork will be much different if you have headphones. So, pause the video to get all that if you need it, and we're going to keep going. So, holotropic breathwork is a type of breathwork. It is a three-part conscious connected breath. It's all through the mouth. I'll teach it to you and I'll guide you through the whole session. So, do not worry. It's belly, chest, release all through the mouth. So, into the belly. My throat is dry today. Sorry, guys. Into the belly, up to the chest, release. As if you are gasping. Okay. And you're going to find your own pace with this. You're going to find your own flow. If you want to take it slower, take it slower. It's okay. If you want to find your power with this breath, find your power. You can ebb and flow throughout the session. If I'm instructing you to breathe and you need to pause, you can pause. You can listen to your body. If you want to breathe for the first 5 minutes and say, hey, I'm done, and you just listen to the healing, just trust whatever you need and trust your body. And when I say trust your body, I will also say push yourself a little because our mind gets into I almost said our mind gets into our head. Our mind will tell us to stop because this breath is uncomfortable. But our body can truly handle this, and eventually your body just takes over. After the first few songs, the first few minutes of discomfort, your body takes over and you don't realize you're breathing. And so the reason this breath is so powerful is because through this conscious connected breath, we bypass our conscious mind, which is our everyday thinking mind, and we access our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind, that is the part of us that we can't just like access that and say, "Hey, I want to release this stored memory that's in my subconscious." But through breath work, we get to access the subconscious, and that is where our memories, traumas, limiting beliefs, anything that's blocking us, holding us down, holding us back, that's where that all lives. And so the reason this breath work is so powerful is because we access that part of the brain and that part of the body. And we can then release the stories, the traumas, the limitations that don't serve us and rewire them. And even if we're not fully rewiring them in one session, you are literally, even if you're not consciously aware of what just happened in this session, you are literally releasing stored emotion, energy, trauma, whatever it may be, from your body. Again, even if you're not consciously aware of it, because everyone's session will take them to something different. You might have this really deeply healing experience. Someone else might have a very spiritual come to God moment. Someone else may feel nothing emotionally, but their body feels lighter. And that is all beautiful and all great. Any experience is great because, again, through this breath, you access this part of the mind and the body, like the limbic system that you don't usually access. Okay. And so it's going to release whatever needs to be released and trust it. Okay. Trust what's happening, trust what comes up for you. Let me teach you the breath one more time, okay? Practice this with me and do not stress about, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? I promise you, your body will take over and it'll become more natural throughout the session. So, belly, chest, release, all through the mouth. If that feels too intense for you, I will invite you to do the inhales through the nose. So, but it's still belly, chest, release. I like the mouth, but if it's too intense for you, switch it up during the session. Listen to yourself. Again, always listen to your body. Some normal things to feel during this session are I just got a text. I'm going to be honest. My son is at his grandparents, so I have to. I got a little distracted for a minute. So I was like, does he need me? He doesn't. We're good. Some normal things to feel, okay? Emotions, any and every emotion. Wanting to scream, wanting to yell, wanting to cry, wanting to smile. All of these, normal. My first breathwork session ever took me to a breakup that happened years ago that I did not even know I was still storing. And I released that through breathwork. So it can take you anywhere. It can really take you anywhere. You may feel hot, you may feel cold. You may have like shivers. That's why I suggest a blanket. You may get lobster claw hands, which is like your hand just tense up like this. Mine always do. This is quite literally, don't be afraid. This is literally energy leaving your nervous system. Things that you are storing in your nervous system are literally releasing, and that's why you're tensing up. And your body also might flail a little. That's why you're flailing. Your body is releasing. It's beautiful, it's powerful. Okay? So these are all normal. Again, trust yourself. Stop if you need to stop. The next piece of housekeeping that we need to get over before we fully dive into the session is the music. So I have done breath work since 2023, and I was always doing it with, I'm sharing my Spotify to everyone else through the Zoom. But I have recently come to the conclusion that the sound is so much better if I link the Spotify for you and we both press play at the same time. And the reason for this is that music is everything. Music is such an important part of this journey. So I really want the sound quality to be good. Even if you don't have Spotify, you can still access this playlist. All that I need you to do is make sure that your Spotify is not on shuffle because we're going to be clicking the playlist and I'm going to be instructing you through it and things like that. So the playlist is linked. You have it. Bring it up now. And when I say one, two, three, play, okay, one, two, three, play, so kind of a four count, you will press play on the fourth count. Again, just make sure it's not on shuffle because then the whole thing will be a little jumbled for you. What else? What else do we need for housekeeping? I will start the session with a meditation, and then I will say it's time to start our active breath work once the first song is over. And when I say that, when I cue active breath work, that's when you start. I'll also tell you when to stop by saying you can stop your active breath work. I might guide you through some breath holds during the session, which means I'll say, okay, we have a breath hold coming up. On the count of three, you're going to inhale and then hold. So you will, when I say three, you're going to inhale and hold at the top. And you're just going to hold until you can't hold anymore. And then you're going to return to the breath. Okay? Okay. I think that's it for housekeeping. If you have any questions, anything comes up during this session, anything you want to dive into when it comes to breath work, please DM me. My favorite work in the whole entire world. Like, this might blow your mind. This might blow your socks off if this is your first time ever. You might be like, what the hell is this? But that's how you get addicted. My first time, I was like, I'm never doing that again. No, I'm literally addicted. I have truly found my power through this breath, and I hope I take you there today. So, today we are doing stuck to free, wherever you're feeling stuck in your life, because we all get into seasons where we feel stuck, whether it's stuck in a relationship or a decision that you have to make, or your career, or the path that you want to take or pave for yourself. We all feel stuck. But sometimes we think it's like this external block when in reality, there is something within us that needs to be realized and released. So we're going to access the part of us that feels stuck today in order to embody more of our freedom. Okay. So get in your comfy space, lay down, nothing underneath your neck. Also, I will say before you dive into this breathwork session, just kind of toggle with your volume on Spotify versus my voice. You want to be able to hear them both clearly, but you don't want one overpowering the other. So lay down, comfortable position, nothing underneath your neck, or your head, headphones in, eye mask on. Okay? You can pause the video so that you can get this all set up. And when you unpause, I will say, one, two, three, let's play. Okay? So pause the video, get yourself all set up, get the Spotify up. Let me get myself set up for a moment.